What's good, man? Hit that thumbs up button. PayPal in the description, all that good stuff. Frankie Diamonds TV. So, TariqNasheed and Kevin Hart was in the news. Kevin Hart dropped his new comedy special on Netflix. Mixed reviews. Even some of his diehard fans are kind of like, yeah. Like I say, subjectively, it's opinion when it comes to comedy. I don't find Kevin Hart to be that funny. I was more of a fan of the older stuff, and I'm not even talking about the specials. This is a sick special. Respect him as a hustler. He'll do anything, anything. But I was more of a fan of like the earlier days, the Paper Soldiers, the Rockefeller movie. Soul Plane was okay. Wasn't really a fan of Kev like that. Other than that, all right, all right, all right. Other than that joke, I really can't think of anything. I always considered him to be like the modern day Gary Coleman. Like a lot of comics have a niche. Monique was the fat lady. Andrew Dice was the Brooklyn bad boy with the cigarette, and Kevin was all his comedy for most of his majority of his jokes come about his height, because in Hollywood they don't you're not your payroll or your pay wage is not based off your talent. It's a lot of other talented comedians out there that don't get the opportunities that Kevin does. Like Patrice was a big black guy. He was intimidating to a lot of white folks when he walked into a room. There's something about Kevin because he's so small. He's like a fun-sized grown man. That was just one of his first specials. I'm a grown little man or whatever. He has that $1 million smile. He's nothing is intimidating about him. They love him, and they'll put him in anything, and he'll say yes to anything. So I respect his hustle. It's just I'm not buying what he's selling. I'm not buying the cookies that he's selling or whatever you want to call it. It's just not for me. Now he dropped his new special, Tariq Nasheed, who was really what came of over the last 10 years and the whole woke society, where he puts out the Hidden Colors docs, and to me those are the best docs on black people in the last 20 years. Like the Hidden Colors docs are great, phenomenal the way they put them together. They don't leave anything scathed. They take it back all the way to the Moors. Black people created mathematics so much. And I think anyone should watch that. Not just any black people, anyone. Just the history of black folks from the prominent days to the struggle to everything to where we're at. So that's his hustle. Now I don't agree with everything Tariq says and does either, because sometimes Tariq be race baiting a lot. And it's like Tariq could get up in the morning just to say, get on Twitter and like, let me go find an article so I can piss black people off. Look, you see what these white supremacists did today? They got it. That's just Tariq. He be doing too much sometimes, but I respect him, and his platform, and he's a funny dude. So, and this is the thing about comedy. Another thing, some people who have a good sense of humor are harder on comics than average folks who don't have a sense of humor. Tariq is a pretty funny dude. He's not a comedian by profession, but he's a funny ass nigga. So he went on Twitter and said, I like Kevin Hart, really cool guy, but this new Netflix special, Zero is Given, was not funny. He put all caps on not. I just had to get it off. I had to cut it off after 10 minutes. And then Kevin responded and was like, please remind me why your feedback should matter again. I think I've done pretty well for myself by doing this comedy that's not funny. And he put emphasis on that. Good luck to you and whatever it is you do. And then he put power to the people with a bit of muscle on it. So Kev was trying to be funnier. That was funnier than anything Kevin probably said in that whole doc. He's trying to be power to the people. Whatever it is you do, like, come on, man. Like, he basically called him a hotep. Which isn't bad, but that's a stereotype that they say for brothers who are woke or whatever you want to call it. So Kevin took a shot at Tariq for it, and I'm like, why have thick skin? That was funny. He was quick to go at Tariq, a black man who doesn't have little to any power in the industry at all. But remember when he made those jokes got dug up about him dissing the gay people on Twitter from like 2009, and Kevin Hart went on a promotional castration tour. He had to apologize, shake hands, and kiss babies all around the country. He was on the Ellen Show, everything. They pick and choose their battles. You wouldn't have got on social media and said nothing like that about the mafia. But with Tariq, I'm gonna get this one. Whatever it is you do. Oh man, Tariq gonna say what he gonna say. He might bring up the fact that Kevin kissed The Rock in that one movie they did. I can't remember, was it Accelerated Intelligence or was it the Jumanji movie? And I'm sorry, the graphics look great, but I just without Robin Williams, I can't watch Jumanji. I'm good. I'll stick to the original. With that being said, like I said, Kevin, I respect Kevin's hustle. I'm just not buying what he's selling. It's never been funny to me personally. I'd rather watch Mike Epps. I'd rather watch Bruce. Yeah, I said Bruce. I'd rather watch. I think Ari Spears is funnier. Corey Holcomb is funnier. It's a lot of cats I would rather watch. Cedric is funnier to me. Kevin just ain't never did it for me. You know what I mean? I'll sit there and watch it openly. Like, yeah, make me laugh. But you gotta, I give him his credit. You got 6 specials. I don't think no one's ever done that. Eddie, I think, had 3 of them. You had Delirious, you had Raw, and I think he might have had one other. Martin had like 2 of them. That's got to be like some Hall of Fame Golden Plaque Award type shit to have 6 specials, especially as a black comic. But he's done it. And one thing I will say, my only issue with Kev is I don't think and he's got his serious radio show, and I'm not saying Kev doesn't help out black comics, but when Eddie Murphy had his foot in Hollywood's, when he was knee deep in Hollywood, Eddie was putting every black comic that was talented in his movies. Arsenio Hall, Anthony Anderson, Bernie Mac, Martin Lawrence, Robin Harris, even the OGs like Pryor and Red Fox. Eddie put everybody on. Eddie wasn't intimidated by you if he thought you could have been. Some comedians, if they feel like another guy is funnier than them, they'll be like, no, I'm not doing the same bill as them. Put me on another night. Or no, I got to go on before that person. It's a lot of dirty politics. A lot of comics won't work with other comedians if they feel like the competition is too steep. I don't know if that's exactly what it comes with, but Kevin will more likely do a movie with Will Ferrell than he will a Mike Epps. You know what I mean? Or a Cedric. Or whoever you want to put up there. And Eddie wasn't afraid to put nobody on. I mean, I was looking at Life the other day. You had young Guy Torrey, young Anthony Anderson, Bernie Mac. Bernie was probably the funniest out of everybody. And Eddie wasn't intimidated by that. Like, yeah, come on, put him in there. I know that brother. He's good. I want to see Kevin do more stuff like that. With more black comics. That's already at that level, or the ones that just need a little bit more of a rub to get to that point. There's a lot of cats been doing comedy for years, like Earthquake, been doing this shit for decades, still ain't got a break. You know what I mean? Like Kevin could give that rub to these guys, but it seems like he'd rather work with, superstars like The Rock and regular actors and Will Ferrell and some of these guys like that. So that would be my only criticism of Kev. But yeah, he's just not that funny to me. Ain't got nothing against the guy, but I never I never been a fan of any of his shit, and I doubt it if I waste an hour and some change watching this that it's gonna be worth it. So let me know what y'all think about it, and if y'all watched Kevin's special on Netflix, and was it good? Was it Was it funny? Would you give it 1 out of 10? Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit that like button and all that good stuff. I'm out.